What's the biggest difference between someone who reaches their dreams and someone who falls short? Is it raw talent? Or maybe luck plays a role? Nope. It all comes down to discipline, that inner strength to do what you need to do, even when you really don't feel like it. But here's the catch. Learning discipline isn't easy, and a lot of advice floating around online about self-control is just plain wrong. A lot of self-help gurus will tell you that it's about willpower, just forcing yourself through sheer grit, white-knuckling your way forward. But Stoicism offers a totally different perspective. It teaches a kind of radical discipline, one that shapes your inner resilience, helps you resist distractions, and turns good intentions into relentless, consistent action. Following the path of Stoic discipline is actually a path to freedom. It frees you from giving in to impulse, from feeling weak, and gives you the liberty to chase your true purpose. So in this video, I want to show you how to cultivate that kind of discipline and build a life filled with happiness, joy, and, most importantly, fulfillment. They say every journey starts with a single step, and the first step toward mastering discipline is deciding who you really want to be. Life's full of options: what you do, who you date, where you live, how much time you spend with friends and hobbies, how much you save or spend. It's a lot. And here's the thing. We all start with 24 hours. Nobody has more than that, and you can't fake or stretch it. That's the hard truth about discipline. To reach your goals, you've got to have enough time dedicated to them. It's a tough choice. In our fantasies, we imagine having endless time and doing everything we want. But in the real world, we don't. We need to pick a few things and focus intensely. The first thing you need to do to build rock-solid discipline is to get a clear grip on what you truly want. Be honest with yourself. Be real. Make a short list of what you want to accomplish over the next month. These are your priorities, the goals you'll commit to, so even if you do nothing else, you're still making progress on these. Write them down. Once you've got your list, it's time to start working. And here's a paradox. You do this by doing less, not more. Extreme discipline begins with elimination. To get to the good stuff, you have to cut out the bad. That means doing a thorough life audit. Look at where your time, energy, and money are going. What can you realistically remove? What are you wasting time on? Take some common examples. Late nights are a hassle. They ruin your sleep and drain your energy. Instead of staying up late repeatedly, decide to go to bed earlier and get more productive the next day. Another trap is overindulging in hobbies. It's fine to enjoy the things you love, but not at the expense of your main goals. Hours spent escaping into entertainment can take away from what really matters. The same goes for overspending. You've worked hard for your money, so ask yourself if those purchases are necessary or if you're just trying to fill an emotional void. Now get serious. Grab your calendar or planner, whatever you use to organize your time, and tear through each week, ruthlessly cutting out waste. Identify the time wasters, the energy drainers, the non-essential activities. The goal here is prioritization. Only focus on what truly matters. For example, some people spend hours every day scrolling through social media. Consider what would happen if you cut that out. Probably nothing important, but you'd suddenly free up hours that could be spent on your goals. That's the essence of extreme discipline, conserving your time and energy for what truly counts. Look at your schedule and start slashing away unnecessary commitments. While doing that, also identify your weak spots. If you have a costly hobby draining your bank account and your hours, let it go. If you turn to food, alcohol, or other substances to cope, do what you can to cut back or eliminate them. Discipline is like cleaning your house. You've got to remove the trash before you can start fresh. Once you've cleared out the clutter, it's time to build good habits. Think of this as a three-step process. First, set your clear goals. Second, cut out your bad habits. Third, replace those old habits with new, productive ones. When you embark on a new life path, start with the essentials. A health specialist I know stressed 3 areas that greatly influence daily happiness: what you eat, how well you sleep, and how much you move each day. These are non-negotiable. Unless you're facing an urgent deadline tomorrow, prioritize these above everything else. They're the foundation. Nothing boosts your discipline and effectiveness like proper nutrition, quality sleep, and regular exercise. Focus on these first. Eat nutritious food, get good rest, and move your body daily. This is the anchor upon which your new disciplined life will be built. And yes, it may seem dull from the outside. It's about doing what's necessary, even when it's boring or uncomfortable. That's the nature of discipline, choosing the hard but right path, because it yields the best results. Now that you've solidified the basics with good habits and eliminated the bad ones, you can start building toward your goals through action backed by discipline. Every person has within them a secret weapon, the ability to act. If you learn to harness this power, you can overcome any obstacle. Action is the ultimate problem solver. Here's something a lot of people overlook. Motion creates emotion, not the other way around. You don't need to wait until you feel motivated, just start moving and the motivation will follow. Become a person of action. And here's another tough truth. When you don't feel like it, that's exactly when you need to act. That feeling of resistance. It's a test of your willpower. It's a test of your discipline. Show that you're strong enough to push through even when you'd rather do anything else. One small action might seem insignificant, but over time, these small wins add up. And that's the magic of consistency over the long run. It creates unstoppable momentum. When you do what you don't feel like doing, your discipline grows, your resilience strengthens, and your life starts to transform. Remember, you hold the power to change everything, given the limited time and resources you have. Focus on your goals and use every ounce of effort to chase them. So how do you practically harness this momentum? One of the simplest yet most effective tools is a to-do list. Think of it as your battle plan. Every morning, write down 3 to 5 specific tasks that directly relate to your top goals. Be exact. Instead of vague goals like work on my project, write grab my tools from the garage and set up my workspace. Clear instructions remove ambiguity and make it easier to get started. Prioritize those tasks. Assign a number from 1 to 5, with 1 being the most urgent. Tackle the number 1 task first, no jumping around. Finish it before moving to the next. This helps fight procrastination, which often tempts us to do the easier or more fun tasks first. But hitting your hardest task first gives you a confidence boost and sets a productive tone for the day. Then use time boxing. Assign specific time slots to each task. Be realistic about how long each takes and stick to those limits. Set an alarm if needed. When the time's up, move on, even if you're not completely finished. Trust that with practice, you'll get better at estimating and managing your time, and your productivity will rise. Remember the Stoic idea of duty. You owe it to yourself to follow through on your plan. Commit to your results, and extend that commitment into your evening routine. Do a quick review, check off completed tasks, move unfinished ones to tomorrow, and honestly evaluate how you did. Learn from what worked and what didn't. Use this feedback to improve. In the morning, do a quick reflection. Review your goals and to-do list for the day. Visualize potential obstacles. Don't just hope for the best, prepare for setbacks. Plan how you'll respond if things go sideways and develop a resilient mindset. Say to yourself, I am unstoppable today. Prime your mind for resilience. At day's end, review your progress. Did you come closer to your goals? Congratulate yourself on the wins. If things didn't go well, figure out how you'll do better next time. To strengthen your mental toughness, learn the Stoic practice of voluntary hardship, intentionally seeking discomfort to build your discipline muscle. Cold showers, intermittent fasting, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, small things that push your limits and help you get used to discomfort. Discomfort is part of daily life, whether you like it or not. That's why emotional control is the real payoff. Now let's talk about social discipline, which is all about safeguarding your energy. It's about being intentional with your relationships and interactions. First, learn to set boundaries. Saying no, that's a superpower. protects your time and energy from those who drain it. If someone in your life constantly pulls you down or wastes your energy, politely but firmly create some distance. Remember, your energy is limited. Treat it like a precious resource. Next, practice selective association. Choose friends and colleagues who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Avoid those who drain your motivation or drag you into negativity. Finally, master communication discipline. Think before you speak. Focus on listening first, understanding others before trying to be understood yourself. Use your words wisely. Make your communication clear and meaningful. Protect your peace as fiercely as you protect your loved ones. Once these foundational habits are in place, the real change begins through consistency. Discipline applied consistently acts like compound interest. Each small act builds on the last to create a powerful transformation. Every disciplined action deposits value into your future self. Small habits done every day evolve into larger routines that reshape your entire life. Don't underestimate their power. Like a student investing a little each month, eventually, those efforts lead to wealth in the form of character and achievement. The key is systems, not just goals. Goals are your destination. Systems are the journey to get there. Create environments that support your habits. Make it easy to do what's right and hard to do what's wrong. If temptations like video games or alcohol are pulling you off track, get rid of them. Track your progress regularly because what gets measured gets improved. Once you've established this solid foundation, push yourself into more advanced challenges designed to expand your limits. Remember the Stoic principle: the obstacle is the way. See setbacks as chances to strengthen yourself. Use every challenge as an opportunity to ask, what can I learn from this? Gradually, increase the difficulty by taking on new layers of complexity. A powerful method: public accountability. Share your commitments with friends or community. They hold you responsible. That external pressure often fuels internal motivation. And above all, embrace the idea of the long-term. Stoicism isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Real transformation takes time and relentless effort. Think in years, not days. Keep building your life brick by brick through disciplined action. Stick with it even when progress is slow. This is when most people quit, and that's exactly when victory is within reach. Because life is finite, that scarcity of time should push you to act now rather than procrastinate. Don't fall into the trap of regret. Delay nothing important. Tomorrow isn't promised. As you follow these principles and notice results, you'll start to see more clearly who you are and who you're becoming. This is how you build your own operating system based on your values. Start by defining your non-negotiables, your absolute lines you refuse to cross. Be honest. I promise I will keep my word. These promises serve as guardrails for your integrity. Write them down and live accordingly. Next, establish a decision framework. Pre-decide how you'll respond in common situations. When under stress, take 3 deep breaths. When temptations come, remember your long-term goals. Having responses ready in advance saves mental energy and helps you make rational choices under pressure. Then, reinforce your identity. Create affirmations that mirror your ideals, like I am disciplined and follow through on my commitments. Read these during your nightly review. Internalize the kind of person you want to be. Finally, set up regular reviews. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Assess how well you stayed true to your code. Adjust your approach as needed. Treat this process as a living system that evolves with you. Your discipline, maintained over time, will snowball. In the short term, expect sharper focus and less wasted time. Over months, watch your biggest goals come within reach. Over years, you'll experience a full life transformation, becoming the person you've always wanted to be. But it doesn't stop with just personal growth. Your discipline will ripple outward. Those close to you will notice your change and may even start their own journeys. If you stay committed, you'll serve as an example and inspiration for others. Because at its core, extreme discipline like Stoicism is a simple choice. Remain average or strive for excellence. The good life isn't handed to you, it's earned through daily discipline. If you're ready, start now. Here's a challenge. Choose one Stoic principle today and apply it. Do it again tomorrow and keep building from there. Don't aim for perfection, just focus on consistent effort. That's how true change happens. And consider finding others on this path. Join a community, perhaps the Stoic community, in our comment section or mailing list. When we support each other, we grow stronger together. Because discipline isn't just about grit. It's about becoming someone who can handle whatever life throws your way. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you master these principles, you develop what the Stoics called the inner citadel, resilient core that remains steady, no matter what's happening externally. Transformation takes time. You'll face doubts, days when motivation wanes, setbacks that challenge your resolve. That's normal. What separates those who succeed from those who give up? How you respond. When you stumble, and you will remember that discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about bouncing back faster each time, learning from failure and using it to fuel your growth. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. What once felt like a monumental effort becomes second nature. The habits that seemed impossible now feel effortless. Goals that once seemed distant are inevitable. This is the power of consistent action, the compound effect over weeks, months, and years. Epictetus reminds us, no one can hurt you without your permission. That applies to your discipline too. External circumstances can't derail you unless you let them. The effort you put in, and your dedication, those are in your control. Your future self is watching your current choices. Every disciplined decision is a deposit into the person you want to become. Every time you choose the harder path, you're forging the steel of your character. The world needs people who can stay committed, who can uphold high standards when others fold. Leaders who set an example by their own actions. The decision to live with discipline is yours. The time to start is now. Your disciplined life begins with your next decision. So why wait? Start today.